I bid you welcome.
This Night I'll Possess Your Corpse is one of the freakiest movies that you will see in quite a while. It is the sequel to At Midnight I'll Take Your Soul and sees the return of director and star Jose Mojica Marins as Coffin Joe after he is cleared of all the charges from the first movie for reasons. Coffin Joe is back on the hunt to find a mate to bring his seed into the world. He thinks that children are the purest form of life and everything else is just worth getting rid of. Yeah, he's one of those people. When I say that Jose Mojica Marins did not play around, he did not play around. He was one of those directors that just went full knuckle, full white knuckle in everything. And that's especially true in this movie. There are certain scenes that if they were made today, there would be like cancellation attempts left, right, and center from all forms of social media against Jose Mojica Marins. It's kind of beautiful in that regard. Coffin Joe is a bastard, plain and simple. He is someone who is just, he's the worst person in the world. And credit to Marins for doing a great job making me hate this character because I absolutely did. He does terrible things in the movie. He kidnaps a ton of women and tortures them with spiders and snakes. The snakes were especially terrifying as someone who is afraid of snakes myself. And he does this in the name of finding a host for his perfect offspring. So I guess it's a situation of because he hates women, but at the same time, it's like chicken without the egg. It's a conundrum for him, I suppose. The pacing of the movie is a bit more lacking than in the first one. There's a lot of scenes with the townspeople just saying, why is this Coffin Joe guy running around here still? I mean, he's horrible. Like, what are we doing? This kind of smothers plot lines that were potentially interesting, one of which being one of Coffin Joe's kidnappees basically she becomes willing to do Coffin Joe's bidding. It's something that is picked up and then dropped. But really, the reason that you should watch this movie is the scene where Coffin Joe goes to hell. Like actual Christian hell. It's a dream sequence, but he actually goes to hell. The sequence is all in color, and it is one of the most over-the-top versions of hell I have ever seen in a movie. People are just stuck in the walls with body parts hanging out, and not just like arms and legs. We're talking about like butts, and in the case of women, their boobs. Their boobs are sticking out of this wall. And I guess the devil's minions or disciples or whatever we're calling them walk around hell and occasionally stab the people in the walls with their pitchforks, and there just goes, ah! With Coffin Joe telling the devil, who is also Coffin Joe, but in devil guise, saying that this is not real, and that hell is not real, and heaven is not real, because he's also an atheist. But the devil being like, yeah, I'm about as real as you're gonna see, my friend, and you're gonna end up here eventually. It's one of those big-lipped alligator moment kind of situations where you see it, and then it is never referenced again. It's a dream sequence. But it's so crazy that it's worth going out of your way to see. This is very much a movie that's off the beaten path and typically violent, or atypically violent, especially for the 60s. But if you're looking for something on the wild side, I cannot recommend This Night I'll Possess Your Corpse more.